If you wake up tired even after 8 hours of sleep, if your belly fat won't budge no matter what you try, if you've lost that fire you used to have in the bedroom and in life, listen closely. It's not just age catching up with you, it could be your testosterone quietly slipping away year after year. But here's the hope: you can bring it back naturally, without injections, without prescriptions, and I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm Dr. Eric Topol. I've spent over 30 years working with men over 60, helping them reclaim their strength, vitality, and confidence. I've seen thousands of men transform their lives by understanding what their bodies truly need at this stage. And today, I'm sharing the strategies that work. Before we go further, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I create content specifically designed for men like you who refuse to let age define them. And drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love connecting with you. Let me tell you about Richard. He was 64 years old when he walked into my office. Successful businessman, sharp mind, still actively working, but he looked defeated. He sat down across from me and said, "Doc, I don't recognize myself anymore. I'm exhausted all the time. I used to wake up ready to tackle the day. Now I'm dragging by noon. I've gained 30 pounds around my middle that won't come off no matter what I do. And my wife, she's patient, God bless her, but I know she's frustrated. I'm frustrated. I feel like I'm disappearing." Richard wasn't lazy. He wasn't giving up. His body was simply running on empty testosterone. And the tragedy is, he thought this was just normal aging. It's not. Testosterone is the hormone that makes you feel like a man. It's not just about muscles or sex drive, though those are part of it. Testosterone drives your energy levels, your ability to build and maintain muscle mass, your capacity to burn fat, your mental clarity, your mood, your motivation, and yes, your sexual desire and performance. When testosterone drops, everything drops with it. You lose muscle and gain fat, especially around your belly. You feel mentally foggy and irritable. Your motivation fades. Intimacy becomes a chore instead of a pleasure. You start to feel invisible, like you're just going through the motions. Here's what most doctors won't tell you: testosterone decline isn't inevitable. Yes, levels naturally decrease about 1% per year after age 30, but the dramatic drops that leave men feeling hollow and defeated, those aren't just age. Those are driven by lifestyle factors you can control, and when you address those factors, your body responds. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. Let me break down what's silently destroying your testosterone, and more importantly, what you can do about it starting today. First, let's talk about sleep. This is the foundation, and it's where most men are failing without even realizing it. When Richard came to see me, one of my first questions was about his sleep. He said, "I sleep okay, maybe 5 or 6 hours, sometimes less if I'm stressed." That was his first major problem. Testosterone is produced during deep sleep, specifically during REM cycles. If you're not getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep consistently, your body literally cannot manufacture enough testosterone. It's not a matter of toughness or discipline. It's biology. Your body needs that time to repair, regenerate, and produce hormones. I had another patient named Tom. He was 68 years old, former Marine, tough as nails, disciplined his entire life. But he'd trained himself to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, regardless of when he went to bed. He thought sleep was for the weak. He'd brag about functioning on 5 hours. His testosterone level was 220 ngdl. That's low, really low. Normal range for his age should be at least 300 to 500, ideally higher. We worked on extending his sleep to 7.5 hours consistently. It wasn't easy for him. He resisted at first, but within 3 months of prioritizing sleep, his testosterone jumped to 310 ngdl. That's a 40% increase. No medications, no injections, just sleep. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I've reclaimed a decade of my life. I didn't realize how much I was running on fumes." Here's what you need to do: prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night, not just on weekends, every night. Keep your room cool. The ideal temperature for sleep is around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body needs to cool down to enter deep sleep stages where testosterone is produced. Darkness matters too. Your room should be pitch black, blackout curtains, or a sleep mask. Even small amounts of light can disrupt your circadian rhythm and suppress melatonin, which affects your sleep quality and hormone production. And no screens an hour before bed. I know this is tough in today's world, but the blue light from your phone, tablet, or TV suppresses melatonin production and keeps your brain wired when it should be winding down. Your testosterone production depends on this. If you do nothing else, fix your sleep first. Second, body fat, specifically visceral fat. This is the fat that builds up around your organs, deep inside your abdomen. It's the dangerous fat, and it's a testosterone killer. Here's why. Fat tissue, especially visceral fat, contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. The more belly fat you carry, the more testosterone you're losing every single day, and the more estrogen you're producing. It creates a vicious cycle. Low testosterone makes it easier to gain fat. More fat lowers testosterone even further. Richard was carrying about 35 pounds of excess weight, most of it concentrated around his midsection. His waist measurement was 42 inches. That's a red flag. For men, a waist measurement over 40 inches significantly increases health risks and hormonal imbalances. We didn't put him on some extreme crash diet or tell him to eat like a rabbit. That doesn't work long term, and it's miserable. Instead, we focused on two key strategies that work synergistically: intermittent fasting and resistance training. Intermittent fasting is powerful because it improves insulin sensitivity, which is critical for fat loss and testosterone production. High insulin levels, which come from constantly eating, and especially from eating processed carbs and sugar, suppress testosterone. When you give your body extended periods without food, insulin drops and fat burning kicks in. Richard started with a simple 16-8 protocol. He stopped eating after dinner at 7 p.m., and he didn't eat breakfast until 11 a.m. the next day. That gave his body 16 hours to fast and an 8-hour eating window. No calorie counting, no measuring portions obsessively, just a simple time restriction. Within the first month, he lost 8 pounds, and he could see it coming off his belly. His energy improved. He told me, "I thought I'd be starving in the mornings, but after the first week, I actually felt more alert and focused." But fasting alone wasn't enough. We added resistance training. This is non-negotiable if you want to optimize testosterone: lifting weights, doing body weight exercises, anything that challenges your muscles and forces them to adapt. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories even at rest. And resistance training directly stimulates testosterone production through a hormonal cascade that happens when you stress your muscles. Richard wasn't a gym guy. He'd never really lifted weights seriously, so we started simple. 3 times a week: squats, push-ups, rows, deadlifts with light dumbbells, nothing fancy. Just consistent effort and progressive overload, meaning he gradually increased the weight or reps over time. After 6 months, Richard had lost 28 pounds. His waist went from 42 inches to 36 inches. His testosterone went from 245 ng/dl to 420 ng/dl. That's a 71% increase. His energy was back. His mental fog lifted. He was sleeping better. And he told me with a grin, "Doc, let's just say my wife is very happy. I feel like myself again." That's the power of reducing visceral fat and building muscle. Third, micronutrients. Your body needs specific vitamins and minerals to produce testosterone, and most men over 60 are deficient without knowing it. Zinc and magnesium are two of the most critical. Zinc is directly involved in testosterone synthesis. It's required for the enzymes that produce testosterone in your testes. If you're deficient in zinc, your testosterone levels will drop. Period. Magnesium is just as important. It supports over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including those that regulate testosterone production and reduce inflammation. I had a patient named James, 71 years old. He was active, walked daily, ate relatively well, but his testosterone was still hovering around 280 NingDL. We ran a comprehensive micronutrient panel, which I recommend for every man over 60, and found he was deficient in both zinc and magnesium. We added 30 milliliters of zinc picolinate daily and 400 milliliters of magnesium glycinate before bed. Magnesium glycinate is important because it's highly absorbable and doesn't cause digestive issues like other forms. 3 months later, we retested. His testosterone had increased to 365 ngdl, nearly a 30% jump. He also reported significantly better sleep quality, improved mood, and better performance in all areas of life. You can get zinc from oysters, which are the richest source, beef, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas. Magnesium comes from dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, almonds, dark chocolate, and avocados. But here's the reality. Supplementation is often necessary at this age because your digestive system doesn't absorb nutrients as efficiently as it did when you were younger. Fourth, stress. Chronic stress is one of the most underestimated testosterone killers, and it's everywhere in modern life. When you're stressed, your body produces cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. When cortisol is high, testosterone drops. It's not psychological, it's pure biochemistry. I remember Michael, a 66-year-old executive, high-pressure job, always on his phone, always on edge, rarely took vacations, barely ever truly relaxed. His testosterone was 210 NongDL. He was also experiencing anxiety, irritability, and trouble sleeping. Classic signs of chronic stress and hormonal imbalance. We worked on stress management techniques, and I want to be clear, this isn't woo-woo nonsense. This is clinically proven. Daily meditation, even just 10 minutes, deep breathing exercises where you focus on slow diaphragmatic breaths to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, walking in nature without his phone, setting boundaries at work, which was the hardest part for him. It took time. This wasn't an overnight fix, but over 6 months, Michael's cortisol levels came down measurably, and his testosterone slowly climbed back up to 340 ngdl. He told me, "I didn't realize how much my stress was stealing from me. I thought I was just powering through, being strong, but I was actually destroying myself." You don't have to become a monk or quit your job. Just 10 minutes of deep breathing or meditation daily can make a measurable difference. Go for walks. Spend time with people you love. Laugh. Watch a comedy. Play with your grandkids. These aren't luxuries. They're biological necessities for hormonal health. Fifth, and this one surprises many men, sunlight and vitamin D. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin. It's actually a hormone precursor, and it plays a direct role in testosterone production. There are vitamin D receptors in your testes. Low vitamin D equals low testosterone. It's that direct. Most men over 60 are deficient in vitamin D, especially if they live in northern climates or spend most of their time indoors. Get 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight exposure daily, ideally in the morning, with as much skin exposed as comfortable. The sunlight triggers vitamin D synthesis in your skin. If you live in a place with limited sun, especially in winter, you need to supplement with vitamin D3. I recommend 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, but get your levels tested first. You want your blood levels between 40 and 60 ng/ml for optimal testosterone support. Many men I test are sitting at 20 or below, which is severely deficient. Finally, let's talk about what you eat. Certain foods directly support testosterone production and others sabotage it. Healthy fats are absolutely essential. Your body uses cholesterol to manufacture testosterone. If you're eating a low-fat diet, you're starving your hormone production. Avocados, olive oil, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, nuts, especially walnuts and almonds, and whole eggs with the yolk are your allies. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale contain compounds called indoles that help your body metabolize estrogen more efficiently. This indirectly supports testosterone balance by reducing excess estrogen. Avoid excessive sugar and processed foods. They spike insulin, promote fat storage, especially visceral fat, and drives systemic inflammation. All of this suppresses testosterone. Richard cut out sugary snacks, soda, and processed carbs, and that alone made a noticeable difference in how he felt within 2 weeks. His energy stabilized, his cravings disappeared. Now, let me tie this all together. Testosterone isn't just about feeling manly or performing in the bedroom, though those absolutely matter and are important parts of your quality of life. It's about living fully. It's about having the energy to play with your grandkids without feeling exhausted, the strength to carry your groceries, work in your garden, or help a friend move furniture, the mental clarity to enjoy your hobbies, read books, have meaningful conversations, and the confidence to show up as your best self every single day in every relationship and every situation. Richard, Tom, James, Michael, these weren't exceptional men with special genetics or unlimited resources. They were ordinary men like you who decided they weren't going to accept decline as inevitable. They made small, consistent changes, and their bodies responded because the body wants to be healthy. It's designed to thrive when you give it what it needs. You can do the same. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep in a cool, dark room. Lose the belly fat through intermittent fasting and consistent resistance training. Support your body with zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D. Manage your stress with daily practices that calm your nervous system. Eat real whole foods with healthy fats and avoid processed garbage. This isn't complicated. It's not expensive. You don't need a fancy gym membership or exotic supplements. You just need commitment and consistency. If this message resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button so more men who need this information can find it. Share this video with a friend, a brother, a colleague, or anyone you care about who's struggling, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here to support you every step of the way with practical, science-backed information you can actually use. Drop a comment below and let me know what your biggest challenge is when it comes to energy, strength, or vitality. I read every single comment, and your input helps me create better content that serves you. You're not done yet. Your best years can still be ahead of you. Let's make it happen together.